Hi Gemini, welcome to your mid-March general love reading. This is your girl, Mermaid Scales Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me here. This is a general love reading for the Sun, Moon, Rising Venus, and or any other strong placement for the sign of Gemini. This is a general reading, so please keep that in mind. To only take what resonates with you and leave what doesn't for someone who really needs to hear these messages. Hi Cross Watchers, you're very welcome here if you're interested in a Gemini. Who wouldn't be? I like to remind Gemini and cross watchers that energy is fluid. This simply means you may feel like I'm describing a certain situation in the reading where you may feel the roles are flipped or reversed, and that's completely okay. You're more than welcome to use your own discretion to flip those roles if that resonates with your specific situation the best. All right, Gemini, let's go ahead and get this reading started. I'm first going to use my sound bowl here to clear, set the energy, and do a mini meditation with you guys. But if you just want to jump right on into the card pull to see what the cards have to say, check out the pinned comment below with all the timestamps. For those of you here with me now, thank you so much for joining me. It really does help me connect to your energy by doing this. So I'm going to ask everyone to take a deep breath in. I'm going to ring the sound bowl 3 times, and during that time, I just want you to open up your energy, to ask the questions you may have in regards to your love life, like what's coming, what do I need to be aware of, know about right now, and we'll see what Spirit has to say. So let's go ahead and take that deep breath in. And tune into the energy of Gemini. All right, Gemini, let's go ahead and see what Spirit has to say about your love life, what's happening, unfolding that you need to be aware of as we head into April. For this reading, I am tuning into an energy in or around your psychic field of someone that has romantic feelings or intentions towards you right now in this moment, whether you are single or taken, whether you're currently in a connection with this energy or in separation with this energy. Let's see whose energy is coming through, why they're coming through. What does this mean for you guys for March? So, reconciliation, Gemini. And it says someone from your past is returning to your life. The letter R is really sticking out to me, as in Rachel, as in Rob. First, middle, last initial can mean something to someone here. But yeah, there's someone that wants to come back. There's someone that wants to see you again, that has missed you. I think it's coming through a text message out of the blue first. And then it's like, what? They're texting me? Like, it like almost kind of puts you off in a sense, because maybe it's been so long since you heard from them, or maybe there was a ghosting situation that happened that, you know, now they're texting back after. I feel that type of energy here, which is really interesting. Let's get some more information on this. Tell me more about this energy for Gemini. Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Anyone dealing with a Gemini? What is going on here? Okay, so we have 2 cards that come out for you. We have number 22 with letting go. And Sagittarius had this card. So if you're dealing with a Sagittarius, or if you have strong Sagittarius in your chart, I suggest checking out the Sagittarius reading to see if there's messages for you there. And then we have fledgling. Ooh, okay. Hi. So, Gemini, this is going to be an honest reading, one that someone needs to hear, but I feel it's like the time finally that you're letting go of their energy. You are accepting maybe things have ended, that you are ready for things to end. That's when they come back. When that happens, it usually means that there's a karmic connection going on here that is meant to kind of, with an ending or with a letting go, Spirit sends one last time another test, not to kind of just mess you up and fool with you, but to see if how much you have grown, to see the perspective now of how different you are from when you thought you wanted this person, needed this person, how much you have come to the understanding of how, you know, you've developed yourself to the point where maybe you're okay with letting this go this time around now. That shows them, you know, I've signed my part of the contract off to the universe. I'm good. But the fledgling here, it's going to be hard, I feel, for some of you not to text back, not to want to see this person. There is something with this fledgling energy here where, like, for so long, maybe someone wanted this. And then, you know, just accepting that there was silence or accepting that there was nothing could come from it. It's bringing back some old wounds, maybe. And it's bringing back some things that, again, like, I feel in and out energy, almost like I feel hot and cold energy, but I feel this person, like, feels entitled or feels like there's nothing that should change from them, like, coming in and out of your life. And every time it just does something new to you. It gives you a new pain. It gives you a new, you know, memory of having something with this person that wasn't meant to fully last. And I think Spirit wants you to free yourself from this fully, truly, right now. Because this person, I think, will go on about this as long as they want to. I think that they like to have you, Gemini, as a romantic, compatible, you know, meantime partner. I hate saying that, but honestly, someone needs to hear it. And, you know, they want to have you on their terms, on their schedule, in their way. And I think staying away from you too long, they start to miss the excitement with you, your personality, the way you guys sync. Like, I feel you guys are really can kick it with one another. I mean, like, when you hang out, like, you make each other laugh. You can be goofy with one another. Like, there's this part of them that feels kind of light and fun around them that I think you feel, like, really attracted to, Gemini. But then as quick as they're out again. So that's what Spirit wants you to be aware of right now, of maybe what they're planning to do soon. They're planning to do the same, you know, trick that they always do with you. If you're fine with keeping that up, then okay. But I think with the fledgling here, there is some issues about the repetition hurt that is really starting to get to someone. I'm tasting, like, craft beer. So I wonder if there's someone that's really into, like, breweries. Someone can own a bar, works at a bar, a brewery, likes to have, like, you know, a nice cold beer after work or whatever. I'm just confirming that for someone here, if that is your message. Okay. Tell me more about this energy for Gemini. Okay. Then we have a partnership for the new age. It's time to welcome it. This is what I feel Spirit's trying to tell you is around you that wants to come in your life that this past person has been preventing. I do wonder if some of you guys have two interests once this person comes back. Maybe there's someone you've been getting to know, having a crush on, and then the past person comes back. And now you guys kind of have a choice if you want to stick with the old or welcome the new. And others of you, again, if there's just, like, no new person, but this old person keeps on coming back in and out, I think they're the blockage of you guys meeting someone that is truly your soulmate here. So I think that's what Spirit really wants to emphasize and maybe does want to talk about is out with the old and with the new, because if there is some energy around you of potential with someone brand new, I think it's going to be a lot more promising, a lot more fulfilling for you emotionally, sexually, spiritually than anyone from the past. Wow. Okay. Gemini, let's get into this. So because there's two energies here, I'm going to ask, you know, in general, how someone feels about you right now, thinks about you. What do they like about you? What do they not like about you? What do they like about the connection they have with you currently? And what do they not like about it? And what are their highest hopes and deepest fears in regards to this connection with you, Gemini? What are they really hoping is going to happen and unfold between the two of you? And what are they afraid of? And I will do my best to differentiate if I do feel different energies around you to kind of give you if it's an older energy or a newer energy. But yeah, wow. Huh. They're so used to having you. That's the thing, that this, like, new energy, this new version of you, or this way that maybe it's not like it was before is really bothering them. Okay. Yeah. Oh, right. So bottom of the deck, we have Judgment. Wow. Okay. Fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. I also feel Scorpio energy with this card here as well. So like I said, and I know it's not like, it's sometimes a frustrating message to hear, Spirit brought this back. And Spirit brought this back for an ultimate purpose, though, of renewal or of like transformation of this, like the second coming almost, but in a way that it's like, all right, is it going to be the same thing that you know is going to give you the same outcome? Or do you want to use this in a way to finally sign off on something that keeps on coming back in your life, but to use what you sign off on and regenerating something better in your life to come about that has that soulmate vibration you thought you were going to have with this past person? If this is like opening your eyes, Gemini, I feel even like, again, the shocking return of this person almost, or the out of the blue return of this person is really showing you that, wow, yeah, you know, it always made me feel bad when they would leave my life, but look, they're always coming back. And what are they coming back for? And if they are coming back for a reason, it's not for, you know, longevity. It's for like their own gain, or it's for their own ego. It's for their own, you know, satisfaction of knowing Gemini is always going to be there. But maybe that's meant to change. And it's meant to change with this new arrival of them. Now, others of you, if they have not returned yet and this being in the background, maybe Spirit's preparing you for that. Or, you know, with Judgment, with a new person some of you could have met and just started to connect with. And, you know, maybe there's similarities in what you notice about your past person and this newer person. Maybe they look very similar, have similar interests. Like I definitely feel like you have a type, Gemini, and it's consistent with your type, let's just say. But again, like I think this is supposed to be a newer, better form of something that you thought you were going to have in the past. And that's why this was brought into your life, this newer energy as well. So yeah, I think maybe for some of you guys with an older energy too, you could have kids with that person. And so that is why maybe they come in and out. But again, it's just like their want for you, they're wanting to date you, be romantic with you, or have sex with you again is kind of the thing that is repetitive but doesn't last very long. But maybe they're using that as a means to still be tied to you, Gemini, in that sense. But in some way, shape, or form, I do feel like this is meant to open someone's eyes here and to see things in a lot higher perspective with something that has been repeating for too long. Someone could also have a Roman numeral tattoo or a Roman numeral watch that they wear. So let's get into it. How they feel about you is the King of Swords, Aquarius energy. Okay, so they have a plan going into this. And they think that they already know how this is going to happen, unfold, that they can sweet talk, that they can say the right things because they're very good with their words. They're very good at saying exactly what you want to hear. And I think this person is very smart. They're very convincing. They're very strategical too. So they somehow figure out the rhythm of when it's the right time to come back in your life, right? But I feel maybe Gemini, you're kind of flipping the script on them a bit and giving them a little bit of a taste of their own medicine. You know, maybe you're not giving in as much, or you're as excited that you saw a text message from them like maybe you did before. You're just definitely a little bit more reserved in your communication with them, and you're trying to be more logically centered around this person instead of letting your emotions get involved. You're trying to see things as the truth of what it is. You're trying to, you know, analyze their words and their behaviors as a means to further confirm maybe it's time to let this go. They don't like being put under the test. It's making them feel uncomfortable and a little bit in the hot spot here. If this is the newer energy, they may notice you're a bit distant. And they may be wondering why. And maybe this older energy coming back is kind of what's making you a little bit distant here. And they're wondering if there's maybe, you know, especially if they know the story of your ex, if your ex is back, or if there is some other person or other situation that's been taking a little bit of your energy and has made you a little bit more reserved in talking to them. They've definitely noticed it, Gemini. But what they think about you or think about this connection is the Death card. So if this is the older energy, by the way, Scorpio energy, they know this time around it's different. I don't know, maybe you've been talking differently, texting differently. You're a lot more reserved, a lot more guarded, like the King of Swords is, right? And they may think, oh crap, like Gemini may be good, done for good now. This is different. This is new. Like they usually warm up eventually, or I can get them to laugh, smile. That's not the case right now. And they're starting to see that maybe there's an inevitable ending that's about to happen. I don't think they want that or comfortable with that. And maybe they're just like trying to convince themselves it's just the temporary because they're in the doghouse with you and hot water with you or something. But I think the more you are kind of, for some of you guys, remaining in this King of Swords energy, the more it's becoming clear that maybe they think you're about to end this or be done with this. Others of you, if this is newer energy, if you have been a little bit more distracted or more guarded, they're afraid they did something wrong that made you kind of want to end this, or that you are thinking of like ghosting them or, you know, breaking up with them or not engaging in this anymore with them. And it upsets them because they definitely feel like there was a connection there with you and they may not understand the reasoning behind it. But again, that could just be a fear that's starting to happen in their mind due to the difference in the communication between the two of you. I'm smelling like a musky, spicy perfume or cologne, or deodorant, like almost like Old Spice type of deodorant here, or like the female equivalent of something that's like a really sexy, spicy perfume. I don't know, Spirit wanted to confirm through that for some of you guys. What they like the most about you is the Page of Swords. So air energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy, you can have multiple Gemini placements or maybe a lot of air placements in your chart. You know, you are someone that catches on pretty quickly. I think some people underestimate you at first because you're friendly, bubbly, outgoing maybe. And then they kind of see, you know, your quick wit when you get tested. You know, maybe you kind of are really funny when people try to roast you or come for you. You put them in their terms or in their place, let's just say. You have a very smart, sarcastic, witty humor about you that, like, you know, you could be very good looking, but then like getting to know your mind, it's kind of sexy. You know the facts, you know the data, you know what you talk about most of the time to pull it up. You could be much younger with the Page of Swords energy here. For one of these two energies that I feel here around you. But yeah, I think a lot of you guys are effective communicators. I think you are someone that even if there's been certain repetition, you ultimately have analyzed and understand the situation. As far as maybe someone's using me, or maybe, you know, this is just temporary. And for you to be able to kind of pick up on that quickly, or pick up on people's energy by observing them pretty clear, you're really good at reading people. Is what I'm trying to say, I guess, in a roundabout way. But, you know, I think too, like for some of you, this person, this older energy coming in, views it as a challenge. And they kind of like the challenge in a way. Although with the Death card, it's coming forward in a more serious way. But they always like the chase. They always like to convince you maybe it's time to come back or open up a bit, even when you're upset at first. They think they can work their angle enough. But newer energy, yeah, they find you to be really smart. They find you to be really funny. They find your mind to be kind of fascinating. And it's impressive that you're this intelligent and pick up on things pretty quickly. What they don't like about you is the Four of Cups. Cancer energy. I didn't mean to giggle there, but if it's older energy, yeah, that you seem disinterested this time around, a little bit more bored even, kind of like a yawn or a roll of the eye for, you know, the things that they used to say that would work before. You're becoming a little bit more emotionally disengaged. Maybe some of you have become a little bit emotionally numbed out to this person. And again, that may be opening your eyes more so of like, wow, like, yeah, things have changed because I have changed, because I have, you know, taken myself more seriously or seen this repetitive behavior, this strategy that I don't want to partake in anymore. It's not fulfilling for me anymore. I'm not happy with it anymore. And they don't like the fact that you're coming off as a bit cold, a bit numb to them. But again, I think it's kind of giving them a taste of their own medicine, Gemini. And if this is newer energy, again, if you guys do have someone around you where you were hanging out with and maybe it's kind of hard or difficult to explain what's going on with an ex energy or whatever, they just wonder if you're still interested, if you still care. Like there's just this worry of the shift in your energy that they still haven't figured out why. And it does bother them and it does make them upset. What they like the most about this connection is the Eight of Swords, Gemini energy. If this is older energy, they definitely like the fact that this has been going on for the two of you for quite some time. And that, again, there's a fixation about having you in the sense of putting you, you know, back in this like little type of connection where they know that there's still something there, that they know that there's something they can say that could, you know, bring you back in the circle and the karmic cycle of where you guys were at before. They kind of like to make sure that even if you have a hard time expressing it or showing it, that mentally you still think about them, that you still wonder what they're up to doing. And maybe those are types of messages you sent in the past to them when they were out of your life that they still like to reread or like to rethink about when they may be facing with a new outcome for you this time around, Pisces. But then they go, oh yeah, but we've been here before. I know that they still ultimately feel the same way I do, think about this and know that this is something that's hard to escape. If this is newer energy, the newer energy is definitely into you, Gemini, I gotta say. And you have been on their mind. They have been fixated over this. And again, I think they are a little bit nervous if there's been like a distraction or a difference in your energy, wondering, you know, last time we saw each other, did I not say this? Did I not do enough? But they can't seem to get you off their mind, Gemini, which for them means something here. What they don't like about this connection is the Five of Wands. Leo energy. Yeah, again, like I think this time around with older energy, you're a little bit more stern. Maybe there is a little bit more feistiness to your communication with them. You are a little bit more blunt, a little bit more snappy, a little bit more spicy. And they can sense the aggression or the frustration a lot more clear now. And they don't like that you're mad at them. They don't like that you may hold something against them, even if it's in your right to do so. If this is newer energy, I could definitely feel that they're wondering, you know, maybe again, like it's making them frustrated if there's still a lot they don't understand about what's going on between the two of you, why the sudden change. And maybe you guys kind of did get in a little bit of a fight and they really hate that you guys ended that in a fight. Highest hopes, the Hermit, Virgo energy. So I feel if this is older energy, eventually pulling you out of your shell, that you won't be able to avoid them for much longer due to what they say to you, due to the memories you guys had, the way that they tried to maybe seduce you with their words to bring up certain things that worked before. They're hoping that, you know, you will come out of this hermit mode with them and be back to where things were between the two of you. Newer energy, I feel like, yeah, they're hoping, you know, in a different sense of you coming out of your shell. Like if there is something wrong that you would tell them, or if you did go back to an ex, or if there was someone else, like if you could just communicate that to them, they'd be upset, they'd be hurt, but they would accept that you found someone maybe that would make you happier. That's the difference between the past and the newer energy, is that the past kind of only kind of cares about themselves and their own satisfaction with you, while the newer energy is like, well, damn, like I really hoped it would have happened with Gemini, but if that's who Gemini chooses, that's who Gemini chooses. And it's not really like giving up or like giving up the fight, but I think they have a respect for you as an individual to not like become obsessive with you to the point where they would hold you back. That's just not how they are. Deepest fears is Knight of Swords. Gemini energy. So if this is older energy, they're afraid that you have had a lot to say, that you have not been able to say, that you have been waiting to unload on them about, that would, you know, really call them out, and it would really make it clear that you're good and done, and to put those into words and to stand by it is something that they're hoping won't happen. Because again, there's something they gain out of being with you, Gemini, an ego boost, satisfaction, whatever it is. But you know too, like, I wonder if there's some dirt you have on them. I don't know if this came from a sexual experience or some story that they always had that they trusted with you. They're afraid that dirt could come out and that would be embarrassing for them in a sense that you have on them. Now, if this is newer energy, they're afraid that they're never going to get that clarity from you, that they're going to get ghosted from you, and that, you know, there's so much that didn't make sense that they would fixate on as to far as like, what did they do wrong? Where did they go wrong? And they don't think it would be very fair that things would end that way without that clarity. All right, Gemini, to see the likely outcome of this situation, what is likely to happen and unfold from now to the end of March, you need to be aware of, know about as we head into April. What are they going to do, not do? Is there anything else I can tell you about your love life that you're still wondering about? I promised, guys, if you really felt this was your reading, you'll get more clarity answers in the extended reading on Patreon. So if you'd like to join me for the extended reading, open up the description box of this video and you will find the link to Patreon that will take you to the extended reading. It's also worth mentioning while you're there to check out my exclusive Mermaid Scales Tarot membership. For those who really love my content and channel, I want to provide something extra special for you guys where you will have access to all my extended readings with the subscription, so you can access your moon, rising, Venus signs, crosswatch, and also too exclusive Mermaid Scales Tarot content, live readings that I'll only be doing for my Patreon subscribers, not putting on YouTube. So if you guys really enjoy my content, really enjoy this channel, I suggest checking out the exclusive Mermaid Scales Tarot membership in case you're interested. I'll be putting a link in the description box as well. But if this is where you depart, Gemini, I hope that this is giving you a lot of clarity. I hope this is prepared for you for what may be to come and what would be a good choice for you should you be facing this soon. And if it has, please let me know. Drop a comment below, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe. I love you, Gemini, very much, and I'll see you next time. Take care, Gemini.